Today, I'm going to share with you 3 things that I think are really important that'll help make your trail vlogs better. Cool intro now. Okay, first of all, I recorded this entire video yesterday, but I forgot to record the audio and turn that on. So that sucked. Second of all, I just got a tooth extracted today and it really hurts. Third of all, this video is not just for people who are trail vloggers. This is for anyone that's interested in capturing stories, specifically in the vlog format on YouTube. I think you're gonna find something that's helpful here. At least that was helpful to us. But I do have a soft spot in my heart for trail vloggers. We've made almost 1,000 videos that we've put on YouTube. About 150 of those were done while on the trail. And that's kind of a whole nother animal. It's so difficult, and I wanted to help you guys out based upon the experience that we've had. Okay, I'm gonna tell you 3 things here that I think might help. The first is to tell a story. Now, the most basic thing that we found you can do is to just pick a 3-part story. This very simply is a story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. When we first got into vlogging, we felt this pressure to like just film and talk about everything. And especially on the trail, so many things happen, so it's so easy to walk around and be like, okay, I woke up, I slept in a tent, now I'm walking, okay, now I'm pooping, okay, now I'm eating lunch, oh look, there's a trail, now I'm walking again, now I'm eating dinner, now I'm sleeping in a tent. There's 2 problems with this. This type of like journaling format, one, I don't think it's very interesting all the time. A lot of people don't care about just average details. If they can actually hear a story and then you can include the details in the process of telling the story, you kind of get this whole other engagement level with a story that you don't get just when you're like telling the day-to-day. The second problem is that it puts a lot of pressure. When I was vlogging that way, I was always wondering, oh, should I be filming this? Should I be filming this? Because it felt like your goal is just to capture everything in your entire day and then edit it and condense it down. But let me pitch to you another idea. And that is at the beginning of the day, you pick a story of what the day is gonna be out. For example, you might think, hey, tonight we're going to a town. And what it could look like is this. In the morning, you pick up the camera and you say, all right, we had a rough night last night, but I'm really excited because we're gonna be heading into town and I can't wait. I mean, look at my breakfast supplies, I'm running low, I'm eating this leftover peanut butter, but hopefully I have something by the end of the day. So then you might do some B-roll footage and show yourself walking and just show some cool scenery, and then you have the middle of the story and it's lunchtime or something like that. And you're like, all right, it's lunchtime and I'm about halfway to the store and I think I'm gonna make it, or it's going a lot harder than I thought, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it, and things have been going okay so far and I'm really worn out, this day's harder than I thought. Okay, then you do some more B-roll footage, and then you have the conclusionary story, and that could be something like, all right, we're at the store, look at all these amazing Twinkies, and this is so wonderful, I'm eating Doritos and drinking beer and coffee and Red Bull all at the same time, through hiking life is awesome. Or it could be like a failure where it's like, oh, I didn't make it, that was such a hard day, I can't believe I didn't do it, but I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Okay, you get the idea. But the point is you have these 3 points that all tied into one theme. In this case, it was the store. All that does is it kind of gives the viewer and actually the person creating the content, it gives us a direction. It tells us like where we're heading and what this day's story is gonna be about. And you can make these stories about a ton of things. You know, you can make a story about meeting up with a friend or crossing a state line or a medical procedure or something wrong with your feet. But if you know what you're gonna pick up front, it really helps me to determine what I'm gonna film, and just as importantly, what I'm not gonna film. Because I think really the magic of vlogging, it's not just in what you choose to capture on camera, it's actually what you choose not to capture that makes the end result so good. Now I know it's hard to pick a story and then a lot of like what happens during the day is really unpredictable. So what I found is helpful for this is to have a goal, like, okay, this is gonna be about the store, but then you have to kind of just pause and be a good listener throughout the day. And maybe the story like gets derailed and take a side tangent when you meet someone that's famous, or you come into a wild animal. Or maybe that just becomes like a little side tangent of the main story. Okay, the second point is not unique to trail vlogging, but it is this: document, don't dramatize. The basic premise for this one is, instead of feeling all this pressure that you have to act or create something dramatic, or for that matter, actually just be really boring, I've come to believe that if you can dig deep enough into the real parts of you and share those things, that the truth is always enough. The truth is actually really interesting. And I have all sorts of like little phrases that have helped me over the last couple of years to realize that. One is, what's obvious to you is obvious to you. I know for me, I get like caught up in things, and things that I see or want to talk about, they don't seem that interesting to me, so I choose not to talk about them. But one of the ways to vlog is just to talk about what you see from where you're at right now. And it's not just the outside stuff, some of it's the internal stuff. And when you're on the Appalachian Trail, or any through hike especially, what you see is really unique from what most people are seeing. And I think it's important not to forget that the place that you are in the time that you're at, and who you are, how you've come to get there, no one else in the world is exactly like that. So if you can honestly and accurately share that, it will be a unique vantage point that no one else can actually deliver. One of the tips that was helpful for me in this area is to lead with your weakness. I think there's a temptation to want to turn videos into a positive thing and to tell only the nice side of stories, the accomplishments that we're proud of, and the like good feelings. But a lot of people get drawn in to the not so positive ones, the hard moments, the negative emotions or situations. A lot of people have those in their real life, and they can relate to someone when they're sharing that online. I was really inspired by Pee-wee, the year that we through hiked in 2018, and she was a popular trail vlogger, and she was like really known for just like kind of venting on camera and letting people know that the through hiking experience is not rainbows and sunshine and smiles.
Okay, well, number one is I'm vlogging for myself in my own memory. So when I'm like 80 years old and I can't hike trails like I can now, it'd be really cool to look back on and show my kids and whatever. As far as like the more natural stuff, I kind of pretend like I'm talking to my best friend, and my best friend and I, we talk about dumb stuff. Yeah, I mean, you just film it and then you can delete it. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, that's stupid. A lot of it I leave in there, but I'm like, stupid and then
that's too stupid.
One final tidbit for this second point is to spend your energy talking about the way things actually are instead of the way things maybe we feel like they should be. It's easy to walk and feel like, oh, I should be enjoying nature right now, and I should be really thankful that I'm out here, and I should have a positive attitude, but I don't. I'm worn out, and I'm hungry, and I'm bored, and I'm feeling depressed, and I'm wondering if I should quit. I think that's some of the most interesting content out there. And I've heard stories in the past of people that have quit, and up until that point, every video was positive, and the audience actually felt kind of deceived and kind of tricked. My guess is that person that was filming had a lot of questions going on in their head ahead of time. And sometimes one of the most valuable things you can do is to process externally the full reality of what's happening. This last one, number 3, is probably gonna be the most controversial and therefore the most interesting, but I think it's the most valuable. I think it's the single biggest thing that most vloggers out there could do to improve their game, especially the thru hikers for some reason. And that is, make compelling thumbnails and titles. I don't know what it is about trail vloggers that they just have to come up with absolutely sucky titles. Appalachian Trail Vlogs. Chances AT Vlog number 04, Colin, Hiawassee to Franklin. Okay, no offense, I don't know who this person is. My guess is they're killing it out there. Great, good job. But this title, it could really use some help. Now let me tell you why I think this title is not very good. People who are not familiar with the Appalachian Trail, or who don't know about Hiawassee, or who don't know about Franklin, which is 99.99999% of the planet, will not be interested in this. And to me, that's a tragedy, because my guess is there's all sorts of interesting things in this story that would appeal to people outside of this trail culture. And with a few small changes, you can really capture a much bigger audience. So let's go scroll down some more and just look. Oh, hey, there's our video with Pee-wee, Appalachian Trail, day 125. See, how to be an awesome vlogger. And it shows a picture, okay? I'm not trying to brag here. Let's keep on going. Appalachian Trail, 2019, vlog 1, the beginning. Julia's 2019 AT vlog number 1, getting to the Appalachian Trail. Delaware Water Gap to Warwick, Hoboken. Those are the most boring things I've ever heard of in my entire life. Port Clinton to Delaware Water Gap. Smoky Mountain Edition. Okay, I know I'm kind of ripping on Julia here. Sorry, I'm not trying to pick you out, but you guys get the idea. The really successful YouTubers and vloggers, there's something that they do that most people don't know about, and that is they spend as much time making their thumbnail and title and thinking about that as they do making their actual content. There's almost an attitude with thru hikers that marketing yourself or selling yourself is not your job, and in fact it's kind of selling out and putting on a show so you don't have to do it. So it's almost more noble to give it a title and make it hard to find, which I get that. I just think that's really unfortunate, because here you are, you're hauling all this gear on the trail, putting all this energy into filming and editing and uploading and sharing. Why are you doing that? Because you think your story is valuable and it's worth sharing. And I totally agree. So if it is valuable and worth sharing, why not take that extra step and help share it with people that would be really interested in it if you could reach them in a way that they would hear it and understand. I've been reading this book by marketing genius Seth Godin, and it's been helpful for me. There's this one line, he says, when the barista at Starbucks smiles at you and wishes you a great day, he's presenting, not revealing. And his point is, there's all this push for like authenticity, and people say, oh, be authentic, be authentic. And he says, no one wants you to be authentic. When you go to a doctor or a surgeon, you don't really want him to vent about his day. You want him to do a good job doing surgery. And when you go to Starbucks, you don't really care how your barista's doing. You want them to deliver your drink and smile and say, have a nice day when you do it. And with vlogging, it's important to separate our work from who we really are. The art of vlogging it's storytelling. It's capturing, making a mini movie or telling a mini story that's representative of who we are as a hiker, but it's not exact one-to-one authenticity of what the trail is like, what hiking is like, or what life on the Appalachian Trail is like at all. So if we can ask this question instead, not what is the most authentic, which I guess is Port Hamburg, Clinton, Pennsylvania to such and such Beverageville, Pennsylvania, day 17, this. But if we could actually ask, what would someone care about that would actually want to learn this content? What's gonna help them to reach it? And sometimes good titles and thumbnails are those things. One quick tip that we've learned that will help people click more, and there's all sorts of other videos you can watch about this topic, but is to describe emotion that's universal. Not a lot of people are gonna care about Port Hamburg or Hiawassee, Georgia, but if you write, I was scared, or I thought I had to quit, or hardest day of my month, a lot of people would be really interested in, and would be able to connect with that type of messaging. And it's actually true too. Like, it still contains like Hiawassee, Georgia, but Hiawassee, Georgia is not interesting to people. I think the biggest benefit to this is it will open up your trail vlog, not just to the people who are familiar with the Appalachian Trail or already interested in the Appalachian Trail, but it'll open up your vlog to people that are interested in, let's just say, physical growth or emotional challenges or doing hard things. And it'll increase your audience and make your message just that much more acceptable to them. Okay, now I want to end by just talking about one thing that we have been accused of, which is clickbait. Okay, that's like a bad word to be accused of that. And I think a lot of people, especially in the trail community, think that if you are like kind of hamming it up or making it sound dramatic or interesting or intense, that automatically it's clickbait. Clickbait to me is when you falsely present information, and then when people click on the title or the thumbnail, they watch a whole vlog and they're really disappointed because what you claimed to present was not what you actually presented. In other words, they were just baited by the title and they're disappointed by the content. The people that we get criticized for clickbaiting are people that don't actually watch our videos and they don't really care. And I think they just think videos should have shitty titles and covers. So if you have a day that's interesting, and I really hope you guys' days out there are interesting because the trail is so damn interesting, if you can title it the most interesting way possible while still being honest and accurate, I actually feel like you're doing the people of the internet a service by helping to deliver your message to them. And some people might say, well, I don't want to reach more people. To which I would say, well, why are you filming your hike? I hope that that was helpful. Seriously, no hate to Julia and Chance or the Trek or any of you guys out there that are killing it. I know how hard it is to film out there, so this video was really meant to be of service to the community and those that are trying to storytell in any way, shape, or form, because I know how difficult it is. So I really hope this is helpful. I know it's a little too late to catch some of you Nobos this year, but maybe some of the Sobos or your future vloggers. What I would love for you guys to leave in the comments, especially if you've done any storytelling of this type, is what has been helpful for you. What are some things that you think have really improved your storytelling? Can you put that in the comments below so that other people can learn from that? All right, thanks guys. We'll catch you guys next time.